All right, Lions, Bears, division game. And of course, the big news, Justin Fields is going to be playing for the Bears. In general, the Lions are generally healthy, Bears as well. So, and the Bears actually are playing okay the last 4 weeks. Justin Fields has been out for the last 4 weeks. So, I think this is great news for the Lions that Justin Fields is back. I really do, because I think they don't use him right. I don't think he's that good. Yes, he's got great legs, but come on, you can't win like that in the National Football League. And so all Lions here did it on SI.com did a great kind of story of interviewing a from the Bears perspective, so you can really get an idea of how they feel about it as well. So Tyson Bagent went 2-2 with Justin Fields out of action. What did he bring to the table for the offense? Consistency. But he also provided the ability to get the ball out fast. Consistency and just get the ball out fast. What does Fields do? Fields, 32nd in the league in sack percentage. Bagent, number 1, because he wasn't holding the ball, looking for long passes downfield and then deciding to run. He got rid of the ball. His inability to get the ball downfield beyond 17 yards was his downfall in the 2 losses. So you get pros and cons, right? Like he's just checking it down. He's just getting rid of the ball. Doesn't want, but there's something to be said about that, right? The guy's getting the ball out of his hands, and he's just going to be consistently checking down, short passes, moving the ball, getting it out of his hands. In Fields, and that's the kind of thing about NFL play is you got to get rid of the ball. But Fields is such a dynamic player that he wants to hold it. He wants to do something. And if you're a Bears fan and a Bears coaching staff, that's kind of what you want. You want him with the ball in his hand. So it works against itself where get the ball out. Jared Goff, we don't want Jared Goff running around, right? Obviously. So it's like it works where you get the ball out. Where Fields is holding it, he could run. It's designed run, read stuff. I mean, that's when he's most effective, but they don't really want to do that. So it's just that paragraph right there sums it all up, and why I love that Fields is actually back, because I think, and we've made videos on this where Aaron Glenn either has your number or he doesn't. In the past couple games, he's had Fields' number. However, Fields always seems to break off a long run, which is disheartening. It's like, oh my gosh, because we seem to be in man and guys' backs are turned and we don't see him run. So hopefully that gets cleaned up. We don't just give up the 70-yard run to Fields. But in general, we don't let him, he can't throw the ball at all. He cannot throw the ball at all against the Lions. So we've got that part down. So it's pros and cons, because I do think we're going to play man, because we know that Justin Fields cannot fit the ball into tight windows. So let's play man. But the downside of that is you have your back turn and he could run. So don't like that. Now remember, they got Montez Sweat at the trade deadline, which what the Bears are doing just kind of rebuild wise doesn't really make sense from the outside. I'm not in the inside watching this, but they gave up draft picks to get him. But look, he's a good player. So for a team that has 3 wins, this is like, all right, they just added a good player, and he commands double teams, and it showed immediately with pressures in 2 games back to back than any time this season. He had 3 QB hits right away, and Chicago hadn't even been able to sniff the QB for most of the season. So don't forget about him. He's coming in. That's an opportunity for them to use him. They asked the Bears guy, what are 2 key matchups you are looking for? David Montgomery. Man, we have David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. Like, don't forget about that. I know we haven't, but my point is, it's like, oh yeah, that's right. Gibbs is really figuring things out. Gibbs is slowing down in order to speed up, if that makes any sense. Gibbs was trying to get it, hit that big hitter. He's a little patient. He knows he's still fast enough, and he's feeling what he can do in the NFL game versus college, and he's seeing, I can still make things happen. I can still pop it. Love what what Jahmyr Gibbs brings. And then David Montgomery rips off a 75-yard touchdown last week. Just incredible. He's got the speed, he's got the moves, he's got the power. So I can't wait to see David Montgomery. And by the way, when you see that long run, we'll get back to this in just a second. When you see that long run, David Montgomery, super exciting long runs, it just makes you marvel and appreciate Barry Sanders. He did that every week. Just incredible. We haven't seen a long run like that in forever. Are you seen? I mean, the last 10 years, go back to like Reggie Bush in 2013. In the last 10 years, I can think of just 2 or 3 long runs like that, 75-yard run. Like, hello. Awesome. So David Montgomery is going to be a huge player. And then Sweat against Penei Sewell. And if you watch the Chargers game, Penei dominated Bosa. I mean, not even dominated. If you can just slow Bosa down, that's a major, major win. He did that. And so, yeah. And Ben Johnson talked about this. They don't have to ever think about chipping, supporting, helping the tackles. They just play it straight up. It's huge as a play caller. So Penei Sewell versus Sweat. Can't wait to watch that. Watch Penei Sewell if you can. He's so good. Also, Sam Laporta against Jaquan Brisker. Brisker makes plenty of big plays, but he gets burned often by tight ends and receivers downfield. 100%. I've always I don't know. He always stands out to me, Brisker. He's always getting burnt. He's always missing tackles. Always something. When we play the Bears, love it. So Sam Laporta, very difficult matchup for him. Can't wait to see it. And then they asked the Bears guy, what's your prediction? He said Lions should win 31-17. Here's why this is so good. Fields is going to be rusty after 4 weeks away, playing with a taped up thumb against the Lions on the road. This is who we want, right? We want 3rd and 8. Is Fields going to is he going to complete that over the course of the game over and over and over on third downs? No. And you look at the Lions, I trust the Lions. It's like, who do you trust? Goff or Justin Fields? And you just feel so good about Goff going into this game and what he can do. So let me know your thoughts in the comments on this one. I really, really, really like the matchup. And here it is again. The Lions should win 31-17. Fields will be rusty. I don't know if I had this pulled up just a second ago, but he's been 4 weeks away. So he's rusty at Detroit. And don't forget, and this is what's so cool right now about this whole season, is everyone's so excited and having so much fun that when you come to Ford Field, it's just another opportunity for the fans to get crazy. 2 home games, Bears, Packers. This is when you find out if the Lions, not when you find, we already know they're a good team. It's I don't mean to say when you find out. I think it's can you win against teams that you should beat? It's hard to do. It's hard to do in the NFL. Any given Sunday is a thing. You can lose to anybody. They get paid too. Their coaches get paid too. Their training staff, their nutrition. They're the NFL franchise. Like, this is a team that's won 3 out of the last 5 or 3 out of the last 6 or something like that. So they're winning games. They're not just totally terrible by any means. So the Lions have to be careful here. But I think if the matchup is good, I think Aaron Glenn has their number. We talked about this before. If Aaron Glenn has your number, he's like historically dominant. If he doesn't, it's historically bad. And it's like completely comes off the rails. So the Lions have controlled games that they've won just from start to finish. So hopefully they can do that here. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. And